Donald Trump is no stranger to controversy, especially when it comes to presidential pardons. But his latest comments on whether he'd pardon music mogul Sean Diddy Combs are stirring serious conversation. During a recent interview, the former president didn't hold back when asked about the possibility of granting clemency to Diddy, who's currently facing prison time after being convicted on federal charges. And Trump's answer: "Let's just say it wasn't a resounding yes." The moment everyone's talking about Trump was asked directly whether he'd pardon Diddy. While the former president has been known to throw out fast and bold declarations, this time he paused, choosing his words carefully. "Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half-innocent," Trump said, referencing the fact that Diddy was acquitted on major charges but still convicted on 2 felony counts related to transportation for prostitution. "I was very friendly with him," he added, "but when I ran for office, he was very hostile. It makes it more difficult." When the interviewer pressed him, asking if that means he's more likely a no, Trump gave a slight shrug before saying plainly, "I would say so." What's Diddy actually facing? Sean Combs is currently behind bars, awaiting sentencing after being convicted in July on 2 counts under the Mann Act, which prohibits the transportation of individuals across state lines for illegal sexual activity. Although the jury cleared him of the most serious racketeering and sex trafficking allegations, the 2 convictions still carry weight. Each count could come with up to 10 years in federal prison. His sentencing is scheduled for early October, and speculation about a possible pardon has grown louder as the date approaches. Trump and Diddy, a complicated history. Trump and Diddy weren't always on opposite sides. In fact, back in the 2000s, the two were seen at events together and shared mutual respect in the celebrity business circuit. But that all changed when Trump entered the political arena. Diddy became an outspoken critic of Trump's administration, especially during the 2020 protests over police violence and racial injustice. Diddy's criticism went beyond the usual Hollywood grumbling. He helped launch campaigns to encourage voter turnout specifically aimed at defeating Trump. He even declared, "We need to get Trump out of office," during multiple interviews at the time. That, clearly, hasn't been forgotten. Trump's thinking, personal versus political. Trump's reasoning seems to be a mix of personal history and political calculus. While he acknowledged that people have approached him to consider a pardon, his tone suggested he's reluctant, largely because of how public Diddy's criticism was during Trump's presidency. For someone who has often rewarded loyalty and punished opposition, it's not shocking. Trump's clemency track record has included allies like Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, and even rapper Lil Wayne, each of whom either supported Trump or remained publicly neutral. Diddy, on the other hand, burned that bridge. What happens now? Here's the timeline moving forward. Now through September, legal teams for Diddy are expected to file appeals and possibly plea for sentence leniency. Early October, sentencing will take place, and Diddy could face up to 20 years. Before or after, Trump, if re-elected or during campaign momentum, might revisit the idea, but for now, he's made it clear, a pardon isn't on the table. Of course, things can always shift. Trump is known for changing his mind, especially if political gain is at stake. But unless Diddy does a major public pivot or shows some sign of remorse or support, don't expect Trump to offer any last-minute lifeline. Final word: Trump leans no for now. Donald Trump is making one thing clear: he's not interested in doing Diddy any favors. His half-innocent comment might raise eyebrows, but what really stands out is how personal this decision appears to be. Trump doesn't forget slights, and in this case, Diddy's political attacks may have cost him his only shot at clemency.